Alright guys, got another video review for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe. If you are returning, I also appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe. We are right now in the midst of 10 movies in 10 days, where I've taken 10 movies out of my collection that I have seen before but have not watched in a very long time. And I'm sort of just looking at them with new eyes, trying to jog my memory, because really the 10 that I picked, I know that I've seen them, but I have no recollection of the details and things like that. The genres have been all over the map. I guess now thinking about it, they're kind of lean heavier towards the action side, which was just not really planned. It's just sort of random how I grabbed them. Really, it's that this series is sort of to jumpstart the channel, to get me to talk more about my collection and physical media. I'm a big physical media advocate, and I've had this collection since the dawn of DVDs. I used to have VHS tapes, and I sort of went over to DVDs, and then I was actually, I believe, working at Best Buy when Blu-rays came out, and so I don't know how long ago that's been. So I've just been a physical media collector, and my collection reflects movies that I like. I don't collect to collect, I collect to have the movies that I like. Now, it has gotten wildly out of control, and this isn't even the whole collection. I have stuff in storage because I don't have any more of these shelves, and I don't have any space up here actually. But I just really want to have a channel where I can talk about physical media, and I'm going to be posting a video soon that is more about being happy with what you have and relishing in actually watching the movies versus constantly buying. So I just wanted to sort of embrace physical media right now. I know there's a lot of people that are turned off from the streaming situation. I know for me personally, every time I go to watch a movie or I discuss something with my wife, it's never streaming. And so that really got me into like, well, we need to dive back into all these movies that I've spent so much time and money obtaining. If there's something obscure, because there's like weird obscure movies, at least obscure to me and my wife, that I'm like, hey, have you ever seen this? She's like, no, and I'd rather come up here, grab it, versus try to find it streaming, especially because even if it is streaming somewhere, there's a strong chance it has commercials, that kind of thing. So I'd rather just not deal with that and just hit up our own personal library and watch something together. So today we are going to check out a movie called Domino. This came out in 2005. It was directed by the late great Tony Scott. It stars Keira Knightley, Mickey Rourke, and Edgar Ramirez. If you don't know the story, Keira Knightley plays a bounty hunter.
My name is Domino Harvey. I am a bounty hunter.
A former model turned bounty hunter. Her name is Domino Harvey. Her dad was a famous actor, and this is based on a true story. But as I was watching the movie, I jumped on Google to see how accurate it was. It turns out the movie is not accurate at all. And actually, the more I read about it, the more disappointing it was becoming. I did read on Internet Movie Database that it had a budget of $50 million. And its opening weekend, it made $4 million. Total, it only made 10. It is considered a box office failure, and we will get to that in a minute. The movie runs about 2 hours and 8 minutes, and I have to say, it was a very long 2 hours and 8 minutes. I put this on thinking I like shorter movies. It's just over 2 hours. What I barely remember about this movie is the intense style chosen to show this movie in. Like, it's a very crazy editing style, and the filters, it's like when I first got editing software on the computer, I felt compelled to like add every filter and do all these wacky things to it instead of just keeping some of the stuff simple. And this movie throws it all against the wall. If you don't know Tony Scott, he directed the original Top Gun, he directed True Romance, one of my absolute favorite movies. He directed Man on Fire with Denzel Washington, which I think came out before this. The premise is awesome. A former model turned bounty hunter. And that's about as interesting as it gets. The rest of the movie is all over the place. In terms of, I had to struggle to get through the third act. I stopped caring about these characters leading up to the third act, and it was actually hard to get through. Oh my god. I really struggled to make it through the third act of this movie because I stopped caring about the characters. The movie, which is also written by Richard Kelly, the same person that brought us Donnie Darko, it looked like he had a grain of an idea for the character, but did nothing to like flesh it out. And the way they tell the story, she's being interrogated. Keira Knightley's character Domino is being interrogated, and so then it does the thing like, oh, let me show you how we got here. Basically, it shows you the end of the movie first, and then it stops before the third act type picks up, and then you go back to see what led up to this situation, which I'm fine with. A lot of movies do that, and that's a great storytelling device. But there's so much in this that's overly complicated, and actually, I never thought I'd see someone give Michael Bay a run for his money in terms of the editing, and it actually gave me a little bit of a headache. And I usually love this kind of stuff. The very beginning felt like a full-fledged music video, and I was just like, okay. But there's a whole subplot with DMV and licenses and IDs, and I didn't get it, I guess. It was really hard to get through. The action was fine, but the way it's edited is so like cutting, and I usually love that kind of stuff, but I just did not enjoy this movie near as much as I thought I would. In fact, this is the standard DVD, and prior to this whole series and coming up with this, I was going to track down the Blu-ray because I don't really like watching DVDs. This is the one format that shows their age. But the DVD lent itself to the look. It was a little bit grainier, a little bit rougher around the edges. But I'm not going to replace it. I don't think I'm ever going to revisit this movie again, quite honestly. So it's perfectly fine watching the DVD. The sound was good. I was very disappointed and disillusioned with what could have been a good story about the person. And it actually got me wondering, the visual style is high intensity. It's equivalent to, like, I think they're saying, like, editing on acid type stuff. I felt like it was very much throw a lot of crap against the wall to see what sticks. And the movie for years has had a reputation as not being very good, but since my memory is so bad, I was like, there's a lot of movies that I like that are considered bad, so that doesn't usually hold as much weight with me. So I have to, like, watch these things for myself. This was a tough one to get through, actually. And so in this world of remakes, it got me thinking, like, this is actually, like, instead of remaking good movies, like, this is actually ripe for a remake in a sort of a little bit more linear storytelling, a little bit more toned down editing style, maybe a little bit more accurate, which would be nice, because according to the internet and Reddit and different things, the movie is just all over the place to where it doesn't remotely resemble the story except for how she got involved. But even that, when she goes to the seminar to learn how to be a bounty hunter, the second half of that scene is completely far-fetched. So this could really do, in more capable hands, this could be a really good remake. So yeah, so Domino is kind of like ripe for a remake, in my opinion. You could find someone else to play the role now. Find a different director, and maybe tell this a little bit more realistic and a little bit more grounded with a less intense editing style. That would probably be really good. Although I don't think there's enough meat on the bone, so to speak, where people even care about this kind of thing. But I think since it was made sort of so jokey and sort of like wild, like, I don't think anyone was going to remotely take this serious, and probably because they thought it was completely far-fetched back then. I mean, the germ of the idea is awesome, a former model turned bounty hunter, but this is the first movie I think that I've reviewed where it really, I really don't have to watch this one again. Like, it just didn't sit with me. But this one, not good, guys, at least in my opinion. I know there's a lot of people that probably like it for the exact reasons I don't like it. Domino from 2005 didn't hit with me this time. Not the kind of thing that I need to see again. A kind of a bummer on that level. Disappointing. Did not age well. I like the ambition. A lot of movies now, they get talked about because no one takes risks anymore. And you gotta take risks. And that's what I think this is he took a risk. And, I mean, it's just me. I personally did not like it. But you could definitely see the ambition. And maybe if I was 20 years younger, maybe it would be the coolest thing ever. But I just am not feeling it now. And it's really less about the style. If the movie was good and it was easier to follow without all these weird like subplots and side stories and just bounty hunter and things like that. But once you got into the DMV and reality show type stuff, that was where it started to lose me. Although I did like the fact that the character did not, she always compared the lamest life you could live as like a 90210 Beverly Hills type thing, and then she's on a TV show with two Beverly Hills 90210 actors. I thought that was funny. But other than that, the movie just kind of falls flat with me, and I don't really need to see it again. And I don't really want to keep going on about it because it just looks like I'm hammering the same points home over and over. So, if you've made it this far, I appreciate you watching. Let me know in the comments below. Do you like this movie? Am I like an outsider on this one? Do you think that it's too much? Do you think it's worthy of being remade? I don't think it ever will, but do you think like it's something that maybe there's someone out there that'll remake it to a more grounded story? What are your thoughts? How are you enjoying the series so far? What are you adding to your collection? What are movies that you've had sitting around that you'd like to revisit? Please comment below. Start a dialogue about physical media. And again, if you've made it this far, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe, please share this video with other people that like physical media. And I hope to catch you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
My name is Domino Harvey. I am a bounty hunter.